Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be doing another Walking Dead Q&A. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 800 subscribers, man. It really means the world to me. I feel like I just started this journey not that long ago. I don't know exactly how long I've been uploading videos. I think around maybe 5 to 6 months, but yeah, to have 800 of you guys that support me and care enough to subscribe and want to see more from me, it just means the world to me, honestly. So thank you guys so much to everybody who drops comments and shares and likes the videos, and obviously those of you who subscribed. It just means the world to me. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. You're the greatest ever. And yeah, let's keep it going. Long may it continue, right? So anyway, let's get into the Q&A. And also, if you want to know how you can get your questions to me for the next Q&A video, the best way for you to do that would be to just drop a comment down below. Make sure you put Q&A before you ask your question though, so I know it's for the next Q&A video and not just a question that you want me to answer in the comments. Anyway, guys, let's get into it, man. So the first question we have today is, how likely are you to rewatch the whole show all over again? And I mean, it's 100% gonna happen. I've gone back and rewatched the entire show a couple times. Typically, while I was waiting for the new season to come out, what I would do is I would go back and just rewatch the entire thing from season one all the way leading up to that next season. And it was really awesome. I would do it every single summertime. The Walking Dead always ended in April or so, right? And I would watch it from like April to October. And it was really, really fun. I loved doing that. It was such a fun time. I called it like my annual rewatch of The Walking Dead. So, like, when season four ended, waiting for season five, I would go back and rewatch like one through four all the way, leading up to season five. And I did it pretty much all the way leading up to season 10. I would pretty much do it every single summer. So I was really into it. I love rewatching this show. I think it's a really rewatchable show, and I have a lot of fun with it. So definitely 100% going to happen. Next question we have is, how did the show make you feel at the beginning, and how did it make you feel at the end? So at the beginning of the show, man, The Walking Dead just really grabbed me, and I just gravitated towards the characters. You know what I mean? I felt something with these characters, and it's something I never really felt before. I never really watched a ton of TV shows growing up, so being able to watch this show was incredible because I was only like 11 when I started watching it, and my parents were pretty strict, so I felt kind of like I was doing something I shouldn't be doing, but like they let me do it, so it was kind of like cool. You felt really like mature, right? You're watching a show about zombies and stuff, and there's people getting their face ripped off and everything. Yeah, I don't know, it just felt kind of cool, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just loved the characters from the beginning, and it was awesome. It was so much fun watching it with my dad and everything, and I don't know, I really, really, really loved The Walking Dead from the first moment I watched it. I was hooked, and the season 2 days, that's when I started. I didn't actually start at season one, I started at season two. But the season 2 days just, man, it was so special for me, and I'll just never forget that. And in terms of how it made me feel at the end, I mean, I think just realizing that your favorite show is coming to an end is always a sad reality, right? It's always a sad thing to face because, I mean, I made so many memories with the show throughout my life, watching it with certain people, having fun times with, my whole family, some of my friends even. I used to watch the show with my friends all the time back in 2016 in the season 7 days and everything. Yeah, man, I don't know. It was really sad, obviously, like with the Rosita death and everything as well. It was really sad, but I think it was more so just the realization that this is actually over, right? There's not going to be a new season of The Walking Dead next year in October. I think that was kind of the sad reality. You know what I mean? It was like it was hard for me to really wrap my head around that because I was like, man, this is what I look forward to every year, like more than anything else, any other entertainment. This is what I look forward to the most, and yeah, it was just really sad for me. So next question we have is, how did the show change your life? Well, I think it changed my life because I had so much fun watching it, and I made so many memories with people that I love. My dad, my grandmother, my friends, my sister, my brother. I just made so many memories, and I think it was just such a fun time for me just watching the show. And obviously now we have the spin-offs, and The Ones Who Live was just one of the, in my opinion, some of the best stuff The Walking Dead has ever done. And yeah, I don't know. It definitely changed my life for the better. It was honestly one of those things I'll just never forget. And watching it with those certain people, I'll never forget it. Me and my friend Malik would watch it. Me and my little sister had watched a little bit of it, and my little brother and I had watched a little bit of it as well. Me and my grandma had watched it so many times, and obviously me and my dad. And I think that's what made watching that last episode so special for me. Me and my dad started The Walking Dead together way back in 2011 in season two, and we finished it together. and season 11 in 2022. So it was really awesome for me to sit there with him and watch The Walking Dead. It was really special for me, honestly, but something I'll just never forget. And I mean, I've watched a lot of Walking Dead with like my grandma and stuff like that as well, but it kind of just, I don't know, it just hit different watching it with my dad, because I started it with him, and then here it is ending, and it was kind of like, dang, we're not going to be able to do this anymore, man. You know what I mean? So it was sad, but it was a special time for me for sure. Next question we have is, what character do you think is underrated? So off the top of my head, I'm not going to think too deeply into this question because I know this video is already getting a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. But I would say T-Dog for sure. T-Dog was such a great character, man, and I think he was really, really underappreciated, and I think he was really underrated as a character. T-Dog was awesome. I would also say, like, possibly Beth, because I think Beth had so much potential. I think Beth really could have just become this really awesome character, but she never really was allowed to get through that like annoying teenage phase, right? Imagine if Beth stayed alive all the way through like season 9 and season 10. She probably would have grown into this really mature, strong person, and I think that would have been some really awesome character development for Beth. So I think they missed the opportunity with her. I think seeing her go from this really weak, annoying character that people didn't really like, right, to become this like really, really strong, awesome, powerful character, this leader, would have been awesome to see. So I'd probably say T-Dog, but then after that, I'd probably say Beth, because Beth just gets a lot of hate, and I don't really agree with that. Um, Next question we have is, what scene is so iconic that you can rewatch it over and over again? Um, Probably the scene of Rick riding into Atlanta. I think that's a scene that's really, really iconic. Obviously, the Negan lineup scene in season 7, episode 1, that's really, really iconic, really, really heavy, super, super intense. Um, I also think the Rick and the Governor speech, season 4, episode 8, I think that was really iconic. The Heads on the Pike scenes in season 9, episode 15, where Daryl, Yumiko, Carol, and Sadiq, and is there someone else there? Maybe not, but Michonne was there. Yeah, that was it. Whenever they go up over the hill and they see Alpha's border and stuff with all the heads, that was like super intense. Just the music and the way they edited that was incredible. So I'd probably say that scene's up there as well. The Daryl and Beta fight scene in season 9 was really iconic too. But yeah, I don't know. All those are really, really great scenes and really awesome. But yeah, honestly, Rick and Shane in the field in season 2 was really, really awesome too. That Rick and Shane fight scene where Rick killed Shane, that was incredible. That was a really iconic scene. So hype, so exciting. Oh man, I'm getting emotional thinking about it now, guys. This Q&A's got me feeling emotional. These questions are so like personal. I love it. And next we have, how many times have you watched the whole show from beginning to end? So I kind of already touched on this a little bit, but I mean, I've probably gone back and rewatched the whole show from beginning to end. Um, I guess if you're saying from beginning to end, you're meaning season 1 to season 11. Well, I actually have not watched it all the way. I'm actually in season 11 right now on my rewatch. But like I said, I used to go back in between, the seasons while I was waiting for the new season. I would wait and I would watch the previous, however many seasons it was, right? 4, 5, 6, whatever it was. I'd, watched all of it leading up to the new season. So I don't know if that counts, but I guess it technically wouldn't count with the way you worded your question from beginning to end because the end of the show. So I've technically not gone back and rewatched the entire Walking Dead since the show ended, which is kind of crazy. But I'm getting close. I'm on season 11 right now, and I am going to finish it soon. So anyway, guys, actually, I have one more, I think. Yes, I do. Next question we have is, do you think that Rick is now the leader of the CRM, or at least one of the generals, because he helped the city to know the truth of the CRM, and he told them to start helping Alexandria or the Commonwealth like we saw in the last shot, and he also has a special ride with Michonne in that big helicopter to see his family. So, I mean, that's really interesting. I think it would have been cool if we saw that in that last episode of The Ones Who Live. I think it would have been pretty awesome to see Rick like get promoted or become the leader or the general or something with Michonne and everything. And I think it would have been really awesome to like have a scene where Rick and Michonne are getting ready to like get in the helicopter and stuff, and Rick's like super, super nervous. And I mean, they kind of showed some of that in the helicopter where his hand was shaking and she like grabbed it. Like, that's great. You still could have done that, but I think it would have been really, really awesome if like Rick and Michonne are getting ready to hop in the helicopter or something, and she's like, "Are you ready?" And he like looks at her and he's like, "Let's go home," or something like that, right? That would have been awesome. And then they get in the helicopter, and then it shows that flying scene, and it shows Michonne get on the walkie and Judith and everything. Like, that would have been, I think that would have just been a little more intense and meaningful, right? Like, I think it just would have meant more to us just to see a little bit more. I think that's where people get a little bit upset about The Ones Who Live, is where they kind of rushed that last episode a little bit. And I understand that. I still really loved it, but I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more. Like what I just said, that would have been awesome just to see what happened to the CRM just a little bit and then see Rick, get promoted to a general or whatever it is and have him go back home and that scene where they're getting into the helicopter together and he's like super nervous and he's just kind of standing there looking at her and he's realizing this is going to happen. We didn't really get to see Rick's face right before he actually like met them. You know what I mean? Before he realized like this is becoming a reality, right? Like I'm actually going to go see Judith and RJ again for the first time in like however many years, right? I think it would have been awesome to see that. So I don't know. Rick probably is a general to answer your question. I don't really know, but hopefully we'll see more of Rick in the future and we'll get, all these questions answered, man. So anyway, guys, that's going to conclude the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for 800 subs, man. It really means the world to me. I love you guys. You guys are the greatest ever. I hope you guys stay safe out there. Happy Memorial Day. Incredible day, man. Thank you guys so much for all the love and the support. Stay safe out there in the crazy world, man. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.